I think it's worthwhile recapping on this particular minister. This time last week was confirmed as breaking the Ministerial Code. The First Minister said that himself but chose not to sack him, and then not even a day later the Minister was seeking to break it again by asking for personal details of 5 members of this particular chamber, including myself. He was warned by his private secretary it was wrong, and yet he verbally asked again for that information. Isn't this sort of practice that Damien McBride would be very proud of, First Minister? Can you confirm this afternoon that this isn't normal practice within the Welsh Government by other ministers? And ultimately, can you confirm, First Minister, that to give the public confidence that such practices do not exist across the rest of your government, that you will instigate an independent inquiry so that we can have the confidence that there isn't widespread mispractice and this is the actions of an individual minister who has been removed from your government?
Well, could I remind the Leader of the Opposition that it was the Minister's own private office who took steps to prevent this moving forward. I took action on this as quickly as I could.
First Minister, I'd like to put on record my thanks for the actions of the civil servants who bravely brought this to your attention, because, of course, what they were being asked to do was in breach of the Data Protection Act, an act which protects every citizen of the United Kingdom against disclosures of this sort.
First Minister, you've taken 8 questions on this subject today and not one word of regret has passed your lips, and you haven't passed on an apology to any one of the 5 members of this chamber who the information was sought by your minister. You are responsible for the actions of your minister. You very often stand there and tell us this. Would you use this opportunity to extend an apology to the 5 members of this chamber whose information was sought by your minister when he was in your government?
Yes, because I think it's wrong that ministers should ask for confidential information. It was not with regard to every one of the people involved. For one of them, the information was in the public domain, but for the others, no. It's quite wrong that the minister should have made that request. I'm glad that the information was not forthcoming, and it is wrong that these members should have been mentioned in this way.
Your minister was trying to seek information to cause political damage to individuals in this chamber. That was the only explanation you can have for why he sought that information. If he undertook that exercise as a minister, what would prevent him seeking to have the same principles in conducting his role as an Assembly member? As I said earlier, this goes to the worst excesses of the old Gordon Brown regime and Damien McBride at Westminster. We are supposed to have a different way of doing politics here in Wales.
Order.
With the greatest respect to the First Minister, you are the same First Minister who exercised judgment in keeping him in his post last week, and now you are expecting us to take the assurances that you've given this week as being correct. Can we therefore have an independent inquiry to look at the workings of government so that the people of Wales, and importantly organisations, individuals and politicians, can have assurances that this type of practice is not common practice in the Welsh Government that you lead?